Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today on our YouTube channel. My name is Ann Madison, and I'm the director of Peace Restored. And we are a nonprofit that works with women that have been through various difficult life experiences. And we wanted to be able to get together and be able to encourage you during this uncertain times that we're going through with the COVID-19. There's a lot that we just really don't know about in our current environment. And I think it causes a lot of uncertainty for us. And so as people who work with individuals that have that struggle with different mental health issues, we want to be able to give you tools to be able to walk through this time well. And so today I have with me Noelle Gukin that she's going to help us talk a little bit about encouragement. So Noelle, would you like to tell everybody a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, I volunteer at Peace Restored, and I am in my last throes of getting my master's in social work. So I got a real heart for helping those that are hurting. And encouragement, I've been told that I have the gift of encouragement through some of the spiritual gift questionnaires and tests. And so I'd love to talk with you today about it.
Great. Yeah, we are excited to be able to talk about encouragement. It's something that's a really powerful thing that we can use to help lift others up. Because often when we're going through crisis, which a lot of us are in right now, is a time of crisis, is that encouragement kind of falls on the wayside. We don't really think about encouraging ourselves or others, but there's a true power in encouragement, isn't there?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, the truth is, if you're living or breathing, and regardless of age or stature, the size of your pocketbook, we all need encouragement. We're wired. We all have an innate desire to be lifted up. Mm-hmm. And you can Google, and there's so many heartwarming stories out there. And the commonality between stories is encouragement is one of the single most important ways to inspire someone to put their one foot in front of the other, inch by inch, just going, through life and getting past obstacles.
Yeah, absolutely. I can remember there's times in my own life where I felt like life felt very overwhelming. And if it wasn't for people coming beside me and encourage me along and saying, you can do this, or just giving me those words just to help empower me to be able to take those next steps, whether they felt scary or overwhelming or uncertain, it just gave me that ability to take those next steps. And I think that's sometimes what we have to focus on when we're in those types of uncertainty is taking those next right steps, whatever that may be, and then having someone come alongside of us to be that person to encourage us and help us to propel us forward. And we can be that voice for others too.
Absolutely. Yeah. One story that I always think of that's near and dear to my waistline and my heart is Kentucky Fried Chicken. When you talk about walking alongside someone, Colonel Sanders was 65 and he was broke and living off a $99 Social Security check. And he had people who were walking alongside him, encouraging him to go out and start a restaurant. And after 1,000 rejections, he got a yes. And by God's grace, we have Kentucky Fried Chicken. And it wouldn't be my last meal on earth when asked if it wasn't for encouragement in that sense.
Yeah, it's amazing how those simple words, sometimes we think that the things that we're saying to people really don't matter. That when we just pick up that phone or send a text or today, and everybody's doing video chatting, just do that quick video chat to somebody and say, hey, you've got this, you can keep doing this. We just encourage them. We think it's really not important. But just like your story showed, it has great importance. We don't know what impact that's fully going to have. They may not be the next Colonel Sanders, but they may be somebody who, you're encouraging them to keep being that good mom. Can you think of times or examples in our current environment where encouragement can be a huge power for someone to continue to move forward?
Well, it's just amazing. We can be having the worst day of our life and someone just speaks words to us, mm-hmm. I believe in you, or they call to validate us, and it just can change perspective. It happens all the time. you know, you made a point there. You know, when you're talking about the power of encouragement, the opposite is true too on discouragement. I mean, it takes just a second to knock out the effects of affirmation. And I know, you know, and since walking this road with getting my master's, we've talked to many women who've carried the wounds from their childhood of being discouraged, told, and, you know, telling the words that you're not loved, or you'll never be able to do it, or, you know, how many times have we not tried because we were told we could and shouldn't, or we have too many high expectations. And I know we all battle with moments of self-doubt, but just one word of encouragement can change that whole perspective.
Absolutely. And I think that's really important to remember, that sometimes we all do have those things that are spoken over, excuse me, that are spoken over us in our childhood, or even maybe in our adulthood, where somebody has said negative things, or we've had negative experiences. And in turn, those voices continue to perpetuate in our own minds. And we continue to hold on to those. And like you said, somebody can come into that life or be a voice for that person to speak encouragement to them. So they begin to hear those voices instead of all the negativity that's been spoken over them. That can be a game changer for people.
Absolutely. And, you know, there's science that even gives encouragement even more substance. I mean, there is the power of words actually alters the neural pathways and increases our cognitive functioning. So, I mean, you're changing pathways in your brain with words of affirmation out there.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, a lot of times people are like, well, you know, I feel good when I hear I believe in you, or you can do it. But, you know, how do you become an encourager? And that's something that really doesn't take any special training. It's just having a mindset of being a giver, you know, a giver of hope, deciding, you know what, I'm going to encourage someone today.
Exactly. I think that's something right now. There's many people who are at home who are thinking, what can I do? I've lost my job, or I'm now in quarantine. I don't have anywhere to go. I can't go visit my family. All these I can't. But one of the things we can do right now is we can be that voice of encouragement to others, where we can pick up that phone. We can just, you know, even post on social media things that are encouraging to others. And that could be that ray of hope into somebody else's life. I'm reminded that in Proverbs, how it tells us that what we think on, we become. And so that can be so true with encouragement, like you pointed out, with discouragement as well. So I think that focusing on and being that person, or that person that helps spread the power of encouragement is huge, especially for today.
Yeah. And, you know, we often forget the power of a smile. I mean, a smile is contagious, and it's encouragement. Yeah. And you talked about speaking words of affirmation, and, you know, just telling someone that they value, their life matters. We talk about writing. You said social media. And even the snail mail, just writing a card, sending someone a card. I mean, we can never underestimate the impact that we can have on someone's life out there.
That's for sure. And I'm thinking right now about all the people who are the essential workers out there today that are going to work every day, whether it's in the medical field or at the restaurants or the stores. And if we can just be that person that encourages them, because right now they're doing things that maybe they don't necessarily want to do, but they feel committed to doing. And so giving them that encouragement to just keep on keeping on during these uncertain times is going to be huge for them. Because I'm sure they're hearing plenty of words of discouragement. So you can now be that voice of encouragement. And there's something that happens when we encourage others, how it impacts us as well, isn't there?
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like giving a gift at Christmas.
Yeah.
It's usually the one that's giving that gets the most joy out of it. And that's the way encouragement works, especially when you can make a difference in someone's life with words.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, so I think we've really talked a lot about today about how powerful encouragement is and how much of an impact it can make in people's lives. It's something that I try to practice myself, as being an encourager, because we can forget to be encouraging, especially when we maybe don't feel encouraged ourselves. but the more that we practice that encouragement, the more that it becomes more natural for us, but also the more that we innately become encouraged ourselves. So it's not just something that's going to impact others, it's going to impact us too. So I think that's huge.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it's like I said earlier, you need to wake up every morning and choose to
Mm,
give the gift of encouragement to
yeah.
people. And it's amazing how everything else will follow.
Yeah. Well, Noelle, thank you so much for joining us today on our YouTube channel. We appreciate that. And for those of you that are watching us, if you found what we talked about today valuable, we ask that you would share our video and just help other people learn about the value of encouragement, but also follow us on our YouTube channel here, because we're going to be producing new videos, and hopefully you will find them of help and value too. So again, we are with Peace Restored, a nonprofit. If you would like to learn more about us, you can go to our website at peacerestored.net. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.
Bye.